forces we read or hear about all over the place. I guess I'm talking about the Illuminati and the secret government operations and UFO cover-ups and, that kind of stuff. More the conspiratorial end of the continuum. And how do these elements fit into the notion of the higher self becoming a more vibrant part of our life? Because I think to some it feels more like a distraction.
It's a good question. Let me try to explain it this way. You'll notice that the first floor of the structure that Lyricus built consists of the Wingmakers materials. When you design a building, the main floor is where people enter the building. Even if that building has 100 or more stories, everyone enters through the ground floors. Now, if that skyscraper is sitting in a busy intersection, it has entrances from all four sides of the building. Some on the main level, some on the ground perhaps. In the same way, the Wingmakers materials have many different access points because some people will resonate to the materials in the Neruda interviews that speak of government conspiracy and extraterrestrial influences. Others will find the philosophy particularly meaningful. Perhaps others will find the art or music to draw from. However they enter the structure, from which entrance, it doesn't really matter so long as they enter the building and proceed to higher levels of the structure. Now, the matter of feeling fear or frustration is a common side effect once people better understand the dark forces and learn how they try to manipulate the systems of culture and government in their favor. But this is also part of the activation, because the individual must again choose to be led by these forces or disengage from them and discern their subtle influence. We don't turn a blind eye to these forces, nor do we fear them. Instead, we see them as part of our family that have lost their connection to the higher frequencies of love, and we send our compassion to them. I would suggest to readers of Wingmakers, do not stop your exploration of these materials in the Neruda interviews or the Ancient Arrow book, but continue your investigation into the Lyricus and Event Temple's materials, as these will acquaint you with the higher levels of the Lyricus structure.
And what are these higher levels, James?
Well, the highest level is the Grand Portal itself, and perhaps later I'll add some textures and details to the meaning of the Grand Portal. For now, I'll just say that it is the ultimate goal of the structure. After Wingmakers came the disclosure of the Lyricus Teaching Order, or LTO. This was the next level of the structure that was built out so as to make clear that the mind behind the Wingmakers was not affiliated with the subject of its writings, namely the ACIO, or Incunabula, the Alpha organization of the Illuminati. So the LTO was disclosed in its role in seeding the human understanding of its purposeful journey to the Grand Portal. This was done to clarify the purpose of the Wingmakers materials. The next level after Lyricus was more recently launched, and it is the Event Temples. Event Temples is the activity-based level of transitioning from the abstractions of philosophy or mythology and placing the focus on living a love-centered life through the expression of the 6 heart virtues. These 3 levels, Wingmakers, Lyricus, and Event Temples, are aligned and coherent expressions of the one goal of our human family, uniting in the behaviors of love and collectively knocking on the door of the 5th dimension and meshing these energetics of the 5th dimension with the human domain. That is the Grand Portal.
Okay. Are there going to be other levels between the Event Temples and the Grand Portal?
Yes, certainly, but I'd prefer not to disclose these at this time. But let me say this. Before there can be a collective awakening, there must be an established and sufficient core of people who are functioning on the higher frequencies of awareness. Globally, this might be between 10 and 12 million people. This core is not centralized, nor is it the province of one religion or belief system. It is spread across many, many belief systems, and these individuals who are functioning on these higher frequencies will be uniting on an internal basis, not external, not through the trappings of human organizations or religious structures. They will join together through the universal field of consciousness and blend their hearts as one. And in this unification, the fear-based radiations of those who linger in the lower frequencies, they will be subdued, calmed, and a new sense of trust and hope will emerge. And as messy as the human condition may become, these 10 million islands will rise as a new continent of consciousness, one whose human circuitry is prepared to live a love-centered life quite independent of the external view and events. The structure of Lyricus is one of the buildings that will house these people and help them connect and shine.
Are you talking about 2012?
I suppose in a roundabout way I am.
Yeah. I have to say that the subject of 2012 is a frequent question that I get as well. Lots of different perspectives ranging from, like end times, the second coming, to a new golden age. It seems like it's all over the map, and it's an odd thing because you would expect it to have more of a convergence feel to it, and yet there seems to be about as divergent view on 2012 and what to expect as any event I've ever heard about. So can you speak to that issue? I mean, what exactly will happen in 2012, and how will it be different than our current situation?
Mm-hmm. Well, first let me say that the 2012 date is more of a culmination than it is an event unto itself. The process has been underway since the earliest coalescence of atoms into molecules, into stars, into angelic hosts, and into human creation. It's a process it's a vibrational pattern set forth by First Source, and therefore it replicates itself in ever-increasing efficiency and coherence. Earth is an unusual planet among the mysterious number of planets that dot the universe, and it is quite alive in its own right. It is nearing an alignment with this luminous field of First Source that enables a planet to shift its dimensional frequency. All of us, planets and creatures alike, are ascending dimensionally through time-space. This ascension is not arbitrary or capricious in any way. Rather, it is the plan of First Source in action. Many people I know are expecting 2012 to be a major event, as this alignment between Earth and its galactic center is arrived at. In a real sense, the global community of 10, perhaps 12 million people who are operating in the higher frequencies will notice the greatest change, and this change will be expressed in a heightened perception, an intuitive knowing, more of a